Gaming on the CT side to begin with, and as you say, James, it's this is the side that's most in question.
Yeah. This might be where the game is won or lost for Syman Gaming, just this one half. Seen a lot of tentative starts to pistol rounds. I see our Major with a wide swing, but he doesn't just take anything for granted. You can see him looking towards that pit position, but maybe he won't check it all the way. I mean, it's hard to check it so deep when you're going to be facing long at the same time, so that might deter him. Now, there are sound cues for Torek, and he'll soon see that no one is any longer in the long position, but will he find it in time? 3 players, only 3 of the 5, looking to entry into B. The other 2 are in T spawn, still rotating at the moment. Torek's on the flank now. So we've still got 1 player in B, 1 player by the window. Neelan is in mid with the flashbangs. They see nothing just yet, so forZe will drop the smoke grenade to create some space. Might be hard with a pistol to get anything done through those smokes. Torek's flanking in T-spawn at the moment, but the numbers are on the side. Still not through the choke point properly around that smoke. They need to go further and kind of spread out. Perfecto gets a nice headshot, and this might be winnable for Syman Gaming. Down to 2-on-2. It's really anyone's at the moment. No bomb plant pressure just yet. 35 seconds, but Torek coming in from the back might just be enough, or maybe not. Maybe so. Headshot exchange, and the pistol goes to Syman Gaming.
That was a really close one, though, and no bomb was planted. I do wonder what the options are going to be for forZe. You know, what will they go for here? Okay, we get the scout coming out for exit power, so it looks like they may be going for the force buy. Indeed, there it is. Now, I wonder how they're going to start things out here, because you know that they're going to be confident in some of their aim battles. As we've talked about previously, what is quite common is going for that catwalk play. Oof, God, I'm expecting it. I'm almost afraid for them in the face of this scout, but exit power will whiff his shots. That is good news for Syman Gaming.
Bombs in T-spawn, and everybody's gone down mid, so maybe they want to collect it. And that might be what Flit has gone to do. Eventually. Okay, so yeah, it seems like that was just literally a mistake. Left to wait a little bit. They've got 2 smoke grenades, so they could go for the proper smokes on the low and high ground for the B push. XC Power's fishing. No one's in CT spawn to hear that they are looking for something. Some shots through the door, nothing just yet. There's a low smoke, there's the high smoke. Or was it a flash? They've still got more smokes, actually. Moving towards the B bomb site now. We've got 2 players in CT, and XC Power's waiting there. He's going to land a headshot. The numbers game's not quite going to work out. Perfecto with yet another multi-frag, and it will be an ace for him. Stats at well. What the hell's going on?
Is someone?
I'm hearing a lot of sounds behind me. I'm not sure if they're coming from players or just people moving things around.
Yeah, it felt like something collapsed, or like a PC was thrown or something. I don't know.
Syman Gaming seem to have a point to prove. You can see them being a lot more vocal. I remember a series where they were just being shouted at constantly. And I know that face. It's gone to have a chat, maybe. I don't know if somebody punched something. Because it felt like something was kicked, or I heard an impact of some description, but it's hard to tell where it came from.
It's a casual wall punching bonanza. That's a great shot, but yeah, look at Perfecto. We're kind of known for these fast aces now at this point.
He's getting multi-frags almost every game.
He's on point. And that's something that they need. They need these performances to lift the team. That looked like a really dangerous round, honestly. I think most of the time that definitely at least ends up in a plant, for sure. So to deny that was a pretty good effort. Face crack there, trying to line it up. Not quite hitting the mark. forZe going to have to take their business down towards middle. They are not welcome on a long. I like the timing on that HE there. That tells Syman Gaming that there is a man in CT spawn, which tells them that there's only one playing the sites. But can they actually get their way up there? That's another question entirely. Ramzik's holding things down here. Looking pretty effective in this position. He's got all sorts of utility to work with, but goes a bit too deep there and exposes himself, and he will be punished.
Bomb's been planted, but there are plenty of advantages for Syman Gaming. They've got position with Torek on the short area. Low ground won't be such an issue for them on this occasion because they are far better equipped. XC Power, the last man standing. That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah, controlled.
Pretty good kill, yeah. Just get an extra frag in there, and off you go. Some damage which could be capitalized on later. Keep the CTs honest. Keep them broke.
I think it was on Ramzik as well, if I'm not mistaken, which is actually a pretty important one because Ramzik, obviously the dedicated AWPer for Syman Gaming, is gonna want to get onto that AWP. Actually, no, it looks like he was already dead. So, well, scratch that then. And good retake coming in 3-0 start, but here comes the big buy, and this is where things will get interesting. Things will get very interesting. I gotta say, when Ramzik was in the position on the T side with the AWP, he was really good at hitting those shots, but it's like how Maze is going to dodge his way past some of this spray there into a safe position, and that is a beautiful first frag onto Ramzik. That's the AWP gone. Neelan's in. He's stuck around blue, and this is a 5 versus 3 now. Could even be a 5 versus. Well, it could be a 4 versus 2 here, and there it is. Flit will trade that frag eventually. Torque was stuck there out in the open, and it gets worse, James.
Yeah, that's a crazy attempt from Torek at that point. Around the smoke grenade, but maybe he felt like he had to win or lose the round in that position. And Perfecto is going to get wrecked. So that is I mean, that's a problem if you try to hold long and you lose long, you pretty much lose the round because the casualties will be great. And now we see some shortcomings here for the CT side, and maybe those frags from the round prior may come into play. Just like that, they've lost 1 round and they have 1 rifle in the next one, Syman Gaming. Ramzik on the AWP. Perfecto's pulled out an MP9. A smoke for the cross. Delaying to avoid the 152 shots. And Jerry will make his way towards long. So we have a 2-man boost in the short position for Syman Gaming. That'll be the priority. Kneeling creeping around the smoke, but with no one to flash for him, that's the best he could offer. And it won't be enough.
Be really careful with this AWP. Jerry has long, so he knows, or they can have a really solid guess that this player's on catwalk right now. So he also make his way forwards. He's going to get caught off guard, though. And again, they have to have a pretty good idea that there is got to be at least 1 person catwalk, given the fact that now we have Jerry even pushing up towards car. He's going to actually find Ramzik, and he's going to take him down as well. That's the best gun gone, but the Eagle's getting it done here. Face crack. Is he going to go for this? Torek has all the warning in the world. That is very bold. That's not going to work out for him.
Well, the bomb's been planted, and Syman Gaming may just look to hold on to what they have if they can. Torek moving up mid. And Perfecto still with his MP9. I'm sure he'd like to collect something. And perhaps he will. I don't know if they'll go for it, although Torek's going towards long, so maybe they will. Jerry caught with, I don't know what he was doing, but his gun wasn't out. But he's managed to hold position. And that smoke grenade, we'll see if it helps him. Torek's the one with the kit. He's way too far away, so they can make it expensive for forZe. He's beyond the point of no return. And there's another bag in the round for forZe. So some difficulties there.
Another bag in the round.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Well, it is. They're collecting the bag. It works. It works.
That's amazing.
Such is the street lingo these days.
I love that. I've never heard someone say that before. That's great.
Collect the bag.
He's got that bag. All right. That was a good work from Jerry there, just solo playing through long. And it's the fact that it's not just him getting the initial kill, but all the information as well as to what's going on. Really, it just felt like they were taking things for granted. forZe, that is, when they were going up to try to kill the Deagler on catwalk, kind of just feeding into him, making it a bit easy. And so it's looking bad for Syman Gaming once again. Now they are on a full save, and forZe look to take all the momentum away in this map. Krieg's the MAC-10. I wonder what the plan is behind the MAC-10 here. Perhaps it's going to be an info play out towards B, or perhaps it's going to be for the long position. Looks like that is going to be for long. Actually, Power's going to see all the CTs, and he's going to have himself a beautiful time. It's like shooting fish in the barrel for him.
I like this. forZe are like, all right, let's just win the rounds in a mid position. We'll take the challenges. We're better equipped. We've got range and so on. There's not much for them to offer. And XC Power just wants all the frags. He's warming up. He's up against a Krieg. And as you can see, rather than go and plant the bomb, there's a player with a dangerous weapon. Let's all go together and take him out, win by elimination. I like the answer from forZe.
It's cool. It can go wrong, but it's cool.
I like it because you know where he is now.
But you know
Rather
that
than give him 1v1, they'll all go and kill him. Versus going to plant the bomb and then he can catch you by surprise and maybe get more than he otherwise might, or even save the weapon.
well, you could split at least one guy off for the bomb.
Why?
Because then if he sprays everyone down, you can still win the round.
Well, I think it's a low percentage situation. What's a high percentage? It's getting wrecked by Exy Power. Did he see the play across? He's creeping through, and that might cost him. It will. Torek is in position. No, nobody else is there. In the meantime, we've got plays around the map, but Syman Gaming are holding for the most part. 4 versus 2. The bomb's still in possession for forZe towards the B apartments, B halls rather, looking for a entry into the site. Did they see the trajectory? Will they go towards double stack? There's a Molotov, so I think they've got an idea. Pop flash for Perfecto by the double stack. Out he comes, and there he goes. Now they've got a bomb site to play with, and there might be a chance here for forZe.
Yeah, there actually might be a pretty good chance. They've got the bomb planted very shortly. They've got, say, another smoke to refresh the door smoke, and 3 flashbangs. So they have a lot of opportunity to delay. You never smoke the window, as it makes it easy for the CTs to come out. They're going to have to hit some pretty damn good shots here. On the defense, in comes the coordinated push from tunnels and from doors and from the window. Oh god, Neelan's kind of just cratered there. And well, it's going to go well regardless. Keels and Torek will get their frags. I think Neelan's, he's suicided in like every map so far.
It's been a weird day of Counter-Strike for us.
Yeah, it has.
It has been a very strange day. I think there were some crazy rounds in the first 2 matches of the day as well, so I think it's just been one of those days, a wild Counter-Strike.
Oh, he ran boost. Oh my god.
At least fired a gun.
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
They just launch him to his doom.
This game is a gift that keeps on giving. The weirdest highlights you'll ever see.
I just don't understand.
I love it.
Okay, we've got 3 players on long here for Syman Gaming. As per the usual, they'll be able to get one player dug deep as Torek into the pit position, and then they can disperse. And disperse they shall. They've moved one into CT. That will be Neelan. And that will better allow them to deal with B splits.
Oh, man. They seem to have the same idea on their T sides, as we can expect Syman Gaming to look for these entries in that mid position at the beginning of the rounds as well. So Neelan spotted some players in the position. He'll try to delay with some flashbangs, and some of forZe will fall back maybe in fear of a peek from the CTs, but there'll be no peek. They know forZe are looking for a pick, and they're not going to give it up. But they do have to wonder about the B split, and Neelan still is in CT spawn.
Yeah, you start to wonder if you're the T's here, do they have enough information to understand what's going on, or what is the deal here? Because Neelan, I feel like, has been keeping a fairly good beat on the situation.
Yeah, you can see he's not interested in engagement necessarily, but just keeping an eye on what's going on. If there was a smoke, then he could just hop up on this crate and cover the doors, and they don't only have to worry about the window. Syman Gaming. Oh, there's a flashbang. Perfecto's pretty close, but he won't peek behind it. He's just expectant, trying to delay. Out comes Flit, and he'll get a frag. And now there's a huge problem for Kios. We've got the cavalry coming in the name of Neelan, but Jerry hasn't spotted him just immediately, but he'll get there in the end. And that's pretty much the end of the round. So despite not getting that frag they were looking for in the mid position, forZe will overwhelm with the sheer numbers towards the B bomb site. Again, an AUG can be quite useful for a CT to hold down that B area. But on this occasion, forZe just burst in, and they look to survive with all their players intact unless they hunt for these guns.
And looks like they might be hunting a little bit here. Correct, going to spot one. But Jerry, surely he goes to the PK. He's got the info. But Ramzik's on the other side. How deep do you want to go, Mr. Ramzik? How deep do you want to go? So this is a promising result for forZe, but with 2 weapons saved, there's still danger in the following round. Just barely not getting that one, forZe. Oof, that's close. So 4-4, scores on the doors. We'll see if they can get something going here, Syman Gaming, or if they'll be at the mercy of forZe. As we can see, their money's kind of screwed here. So it's one of those weird situations where you save one, everyone can buy. So we'll see that they will not invest anything into this beyond what they saved.
4 floors of forZe. Ooh, almost, but not quite. Denied. Toric's going for a walk, going for a trot. XC Power not expecting this. You don't have angles of this position, but they'll somehow deal with it. I don't know how Toric doesn't get anything from that. In a situation where he really, really needs to. Neelan running maybe too many steps there, but expect somebody to be lower tunnel. So it goes from bad to really bad for Syman Gaming, and it goes from bad to really bad to worse as Ramsix AWP has been taken away. forZe now with position on the A bomb site, and Syman Gaming don't even have anything to save at this point. The P250 does not count. Flit jumping through the smoke for some reason will survive.
Well, gets it done. There you go. So that one's over with, and we'll see it by. But I'm really curious how much money they're going to have, because it looks like they probably would be in the range of 4,400-ish for most players, 44 to 45. If that's the case, it's one of those spots where you can't afford an AWP, and it's kind of awkward. Maybe you get the M4s, but you're maybe lacking some utility. Like, that's a possibility. So, and buys like that on Dust 2 are never too fun to go with, especially when you're dealing with the likes of forZe, who are playing really well at the moment. So here we can see Flitz. Nice little snap there.
Juicy.
Good Krieg work. And launching himself through the smoke finally.
What is that play at the end there?
Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
It's a little wild. It's a little disrespectful. It makes no sense, and that can be a good thing to do if it will annoy your teammates and throw them off their game. Your opponents, not your teammates. There's a lot of jumping. I don't know if he's trying to spot to throw a grenade up short, I guess, kills, but it'll cost him 50 HP. All right, so we have Neelan towards long. He's got no grenades. Dry peek from our Major. You can see a little frustration there. Neelan still peeking with 8 HP. He's going to try and reposition, and he will just be able to do so.
So the bomb is still at T-spawn here, so it feels as though we're getting to the point where forZe now, they've got long. Oh, that's a great pick. They kind of need the bomb, though. That's a really big issue. Going to slow things down slightly. Jerry here on Catwalk. Oh, just barely can't compensate for the spray in time to catch Ramsix. So it's 3v3, but that's heavily favorable for the Ts, but they don't have the bomb.
Yeah, someone might need to collect that, but they're doing a good job of defending the A-bomb site, so they may just win by elimination. Ooh, so close, 20 HP now, and Facecrack is here, so there's presence of mind. Just drawing the CTs to their site. Sometimes it'd be like that. Yeah,
they're just deathmatching them out there, and as soon as they get into these open spaces, they're winning more of these 1v1s. I see Flit there at the top of the scoreboard for forZe, Toric for Syman Gaming. So it is very difficult right now for Syman Gaming. It seems like back onto the save again. They can't quite get the momentum that they need.
I think they'll be more comfortable on the T side though, Syman Gaming. Which doesn't mean they'll win more rounds, because who knows what forZe will be like with XC Power holding the AWP angles. But from what we've seen of Syman Gaming, the CT side of Dust 2 is definitely their worst side by a significant margin. Against a stronger opponent though, we really don't know how it might look. So it's up in the air. Despite how the rounds are looking at the moment, the score is still close for the time being. Vector's got himself an AK-47, but he's up against 3 players. And down he goes through the smoke. Another round in the bag for forZe. We'll see what Syman Gaming have to offer in the next round.
Indeed. I'm hoping for Syman Gaming, this is not the spot where it starts to get away from them. It was looking a bit more normal than the Inferno match in the first few rounds, but double ops here for the T side. You don't see it nearly as commonly as you used to some years ago on Dust 2 since the rework. I'm not sure exactly the reason, but there we go. Almeza. Nice pick onto Ramsix. Starting off with a man lead here. And the rotations are so brutal, it does have a huge implication on this map for the T side and how they're able to move around the map. As you can see, A is very weak. This is a very typical setup. A is very weak on the actual bomb site itself. There's one guy who can defend it from car, that's it. And B is two people on the bomb site. So normally going for an A play after a delayed timing after that first pick can be pretty strong due to that fact.
Toric's close to the doors on long. I do wonder if he'll gamble for a flank because they kind of need some help here. There's a flashbang, but it's not going to help. Nothing but headshots coming from forZe, and Toric's gone through long doors, but the bomb's on the B bomb site, so Almeza is in a suicide position, but he's got help from Face Crack, and Toric may have thought he had an advantage there, but apparently he didn't. No response to any of these frags, and Neelan is at the doors with the AWP. It's almost like they got X-ray vision, the HE, the spray. Maybe they saw him go there, and there's nothing he can do. forZe will impose their will. And that might send them back to Eco, Syman Gaming. Will 4 rounds be enough? I start to wonder.
It seems like Jerry's a really safe pair of hands. I mean, he is the IGL as well, but he's been consistent with his fragging. I feel like he gets the kills which he's supposed to get, and that's like such a huge boon for the team. With the spots he's playing, 10 for 5 right now on him. So mostly towards Catwalk and long here. No one towards B whatsoever for Syman Gaming, just stacking this A side of the map. And it might work out. There's a quick kill thanks to Keels with the Deagle. Looking for the next one, but the Kriegs, the scopes are pretty favorable. Oh my god, Neelan's swinging in there for more damage. And things are getting out of hand here. Just 2 warps against the 3 P250s, or actually 2 P250s and Deagle. Trying to get rid of some of these guns. Good effort by the likes of forZe. Into A they go.
Does Toric just hold position? It's Neelan who's going to push on this occasion. He's got 2 frags already, and he makes his way through the B apartments, the B halls. I don't know why I keep saying apartments. No sound cues whatsoever. And with Neelan now going towards T-spawn, Toric starting to focus more on the A bomb site. Perfecto still by the mid doors. They don't know the status of mid. Some of it will be seen by Neelan, but of course he can't see short from there. And Toric's made his way closer to the bomb site. 42 seconds, Almeza spotted Toric. He'll look to make life a little easier. He'll get there eventually. Can opt for the bad plant position. XC Power got 2 jobs to do. Spotted 1 player towards long, tried to reposition for some cover. Maybe focus towards short. If he takes 1 shot and misses, though, he could be in trouble. He's got to make sure he can see both sides. What a beautiful HE. Perfecto down to 12 HP, and they'll switch sides, but Almeza's got to do one thing at a time. Now Perfecto with 12 HP. Be careful, Almeza. Smoke's about to go, and there it is. They survive a short test. Happy faces for forZe. Borderline depression for Syman Gaming.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was a good comeback there in that round. They stabilized nicely, and that is important. It really sucks to lose those ones. See the Dream Eaters once again going for another tactical pause. Trying to figure it out. What is it? What is the reason we are losing?
Small goals, small goals. Let's take 5 rounds into the next half, lads. Something which should be within the realm of possibility. Keep it reasonable. It's a rough spot for Syman Gaming. It's a rough opponent.
Yeah, I mean, they've looked by like far and away the best in the CIS region so far at this minor. I think they surprised themselves given the interview with how they've been playing, which is always nice.
Yeah, they've been a lot more coordinated. Okay, that's quite a nice peek from Keels. It's a good way to start the round. Some harassment grenades. And they'll look to see what else can be done. Jerry gun disposal service is operational 24/7. He'll offer a lurk smoke, which could invite some counter grenades from his opponent. 2-1-2 set up from Syman Gaming. Again, you've got that jump peeking in CT, just trying not to give up a shot there, a life. A position. Leland will be heard. I don't know why he's knifing. I feel like the knife sound will travel more than the jumping sound, so I don't know why he would choose to do that. He will drop a flashbang, and he won't have vision for the time being. There's a high smoke grenade as well, and the traces will be punished. There is a Molotov to go underneath the window position, and that's Perfecto blind in the molly. He's able to reposition, though, only to get taken out. Is there a trade by the car position? I don't think Keels has heard the player, Jerry, there. He's elevated himself, and now things get more awkward, but they can double peek. Going for the pre-fire. There's a crab walking from forZe. There's a smoke for the door, and there's a molly for the window if they want it. That might force a CT forward, actually. Torek standing in position. Jerry's hasn't mollied the window, but he will get the frag. Ramzik now, what does he choose to do? 1 versus 2. He doesn't have a kit. Maybe there's one on the side. There is one by double stack there. So he'll take his time so as not to reveal his position.
Seen him do it before. Yesterday, he had quite the clutch on this bomb side. But Jerry's just got a better angle there. You can see the right eye peek. That's an incredible shot. But there's a peek from Flit in response, and that will be enough to seal the deal. 10-4, and forZe are still looking really strong, James. This is a really good scoreline on this half, and we know though that Syman Gaming are a bit more comfortable on the T side, so I think Salvation is still at play if they're able to pick up another round and have some additional security. Flit's he's got the spawn. He is going for that long pick.
Oh, so close. 20 HP left for Neelan, and there is the rest of him gone. Flit will do the job and dispose of the AWP. Extra weapons were purchased. He'll collect his rifle. I love that. Pretty cool stuff. Great awareness in the last round. Jerry with the forward angle. See if Angle likes to make plays like that. Doesn't quite work out for Jerry, though. Flashbang and Almeza will look to take some position, get some info, but Keels is creeping. That's a very important frag for Keels. They need these rounds. 2 will swing. They're lining up. But they keep getting the kills in this last round, Syman Gaming. 2 versus 4, and it's going to be a much tougher task for forZe on this occasion.
Yeah, but we've seen them come back from these spots a few times now. Flit and X-Power, they've been good for the likes of forZe, and that's a great pick-off. That's going to open things up onto the A-bomb sites. The bomb will make its way quickly. It is in Flit's hands. There we go, the bomb will go down after plant commences. X-Power pushing the issue towards long. Bomb will Torek give up his position. Oh, X-Power, surely his barrel was shown. It doesn't matter. Now it's just down to Kios, and it's just turned into a disaster. It was a 3 versus 2. But now it's going to be another round for forZe. 11-4 at the end of the first half.
forZe, what does that say? 11 rounds. Can they close it up briefly?
Welcome back, ladies and gents. forZe versus Syman Gaming. And Syman Gaming, it wasn't the best half, but it was certainly a marked improvement on Inferno. But now they got to go onto the T side. And we know that that's where they find way more comfort. So
Before all of that, Dan, it's the variance of the pistol round.
that's true. That's true. that could seal the deal for forZe should they pick that one up.
Yeah.
But you just don't know. I want to see a mid rush. I want to see Exi Power go up mid.
Ramzik has been dropped to P250. So I think they're going to go long. I think they will venture towards the long position. You wouldn't really need the P250 for... I mean, it would still help towards B, to be honest, but... There you go, Exi Power. It's going to have a look-see. And see nothing. There's a short push in the meantime for forZe. They've got 2 flashes for a potential retake of the A bomb site, and Syman Gaming are not going to be dilly-dallying. Charging towards the A bomb site. The flashes from the CTs are on the way, and it will slow down Syman Gaming. And look at the frags for forZe. They're all over the place, but they're coming back, Syman. Again, it is a pistol round, so anything can happen even when the chips are down. Perfecto delivering a huge frag there, and it's down to Ramzik now. 1 versus 1, and Almeza will land the last shot. The variance goes the way of forZe on this occasion.
Yeah, and it's that means they're splitting the pistols one apiece in forZe. So I wonder what they're going to do with it. But as far as Syman Gaming are concerned, they're going to go for the force buy or not? I probably wouldn't in this situation because it's just pretty rough on Dust 2, and they can get the AKs out next round, so that's what they're going to go for. We've got the P250s instead. And, oh, Exi, he could stand to gain some serious capital, but no. He doesn't get a single one, James.
It would have been cool if there was a combo with a grenade from the short position to lower tunnel. That would have been a very nice play. But not on this occasion. 1 play taken out, but the cleanup is quite solid as per usual in this series from forZe. So they will not be too concerned. Now it's buy time for Syman Gaming. So normally on these T sides, just like we saw from forZe, there'll be some harassment towards this middle position. Although they've got a very B-ish spawn, but I can't imagine they'd go for a B rush, especially when they are 9 rounds behind. All right, so Ramsey's going to have a look in the long position. He's got the spawn, goes for the flick, not quite hitting the mark. 2 players lower tunnel, so will it be a play towards mid once again? Exi Power with the scout. No remorse from him. Neelan's under 33 HP. Some jump peeks over the smoke. Nothing doing. Just jet shot through the door in the face. That's quite solid, but face crack. Doesn't look towards Xbox. Surely there were some sound cues there or something. Either way, it's a 5v3 now for Syman Gaming. Definitely the start they need on a buy round.
Yeah, no kidding. At this point, forZe should probably try to stack towards the bomb site because, well, they're actually going to go for the catwalk aggression. This could be interesting because the T's are now moving towards B. So there's a timing where they could catch them going through the lower tunnels, but they might just miss it. Yeah, just about missing it. I'm not sure if there's any guns to collect. Jerry's here alone with the FAMAS. Hard to expect him to really get all that much, and does some damage, but that's that as far as he's concerned.
Okay, what I don't want to see is the T's plant the bomb double stack and then save in the corner. We don't need to see that again.
I would love to see that again.
We pretty much have we got a pretty solid highlight package of suicide plays from this week. We got that play. We have the run boost into the B bomb site and then cratering. We've got 2 players just running into Molotovs.
Yeah,
all kinds of madness.
Got it all. We have it all.
A few team kills. I watched a highlight package that SpaceX released of all their failed, you know, when the rocket lands again after the boosters, all their failed booster landings where it's just exploded or it's fallen sideways and just exploded almost like some ridiculous thing from a movie. They did their own highlight package of that, so perhaps there's something to be made there. Well, there's a round in the bag for Syman Gaming. Lovely shot through the door here. Look at that. Charging into the B-bomb site. Crucial shots from Ramzik. All about the penetration today. Yeah,
indeed. Well, the orb comes out into the hands of Exi Power. I'm sure he's hungry to get some action with that. Where is he going? He will be making his way towards long for a challenge, but there's nobody to challenge him. Not just yet, at least. So this is a default spread here from Syman Gaming. And presumably, they will end up on catwalk in about 20 seconds. Also, as is the usual timings of how these defaults tend to work.
Oh my
what the hell is that? Where did that come from?
It's Exi Power. No respect style. And again, Syman Gaming, this is their play. Every round, every buy round, go through those middle doors, try and find a pick. Then they'll find one. There we go. Jerry's taken out towards B bomb side. They've got a lurker in Toric, but Flit will delete backspacing all the plays in mid doors, and there's a huge gamble play. Torek doesn't work out for him. There's a ring of the bell, and faster than I can speak, all the plays are deleted. forZe are only 2 rounds away now.
So here we go. It's going to be time for action, James. It's time for action. You got Exit Power taking shots like this. That is ridiculous.
I love that.
It's actually insane.
All those AWP frags are paying off.
Indeed, and here it is. This could be some of the last moments here for Syman Gaming if they don't step up now. We've got the Scout, the MAC-10, the Deagle. A leg there connected to as Perfecto jumps fourth with the MAC-10, and he's going to try to make his way. Actually thought he was going for it there. I thought he was going to go for it with teammates. They've got Almeza there by the car. Surely they have a couple Molotovs here for this.
No.
Just tapping one down, takes out Ramzik. That is not a good look for Syman Gaming, and now Exit Powers. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's what you want. That's what you need.
I feel like even in that situation, it feels like they are playing on forZe's demands as opposed to their own. Will he really go through the smoke here? That would just be ridiculous. But playing off Almeza, maybe. Did fire a shot, so they know he's close. Jerry's can be boosted. The Molotov could delay some. Oh, it's being expected by Keels. Nice work. Not over just yet. 4 versus 2. Jerry trying to escape. We'll see if he's able to do so. Got some bouncing.
It's like a major nope moment for Jerry there. Get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, it feels like all the duels are on forZe's terms. And that's to their advantage.
Well, I mean, this was quite an unlikely round for them to pick up, and they're going to grab some upgrades from it as well. The AWP is a good one to get. I mean, I was quite worried for them when they lost Ramzik straight away, but then that scout shot onto Exit Power, that really sent a statement home to forZe that put them behind in the rounds. Cheeky little peek from FaZe Crack. It's like, hello, I'm here.
Peppering.
But ultimately, it's still a huge road back. And sure, we will likely see the save here. We actually Perfecto picking this one up. Perfecto's had some pretty epic plays for the likes of Syman Gaming. There's Ramzik picking up the AWP. He's really good at these door shots, I must say, but he's slightly late to the spawn in having to pick up the AWP. Jerry's gotten down catwalk here with FaZe Crack quite quickly. What are they up to? FaZe Crack's going to push this. Oh my god, this could be devastating. Are they going to? They're not going to be watching for this. He could have a perfect timing. He's going to hear them running through to the longhouse.
What?
I don't.
Where did that even come from?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be subjected to the USP. And that's going to have to force Torek to hold down a position from tunnels. But rather than going low tunnels, he's going to T-spawn. And the bomb is going to be taken away. And he's going to pick up an AWP in the pit. But I don't know what he was doing there. He needed to go down a little further. Tunnel vision, but this round is turning into a complete mess. Flit's blind for now. I'm sure he will re-aggress. The smoke's disappearing though. He can look towards the car. Perfecto's there. Double peek. He goes wide to face Flit, and Jerry's there. So this is just absolute madness. There's one smoke for Torek. I don't think he'll know the MSL smoke. There's an angle here where you can throw a clean smoke towards CT. So they get a bomb over, and he's got long position, but look at the harassment. No jumping shots from the CTs. They're going to boost behind the smoke, though. All 3 players are there. Torek finds one. Now it's just Torek, slowly creeping towards the site, but he's spotted through the corner of the smoke. And it's match point for forZe. Major point for forZe.
What an insane round, James. What an insane round. We get a UMP push coming in. Just finding a great timing to take down. The weird thing is that the AWPer has the bomb in pit. That's a huge mistake. That shouldn't be the case that the AWPer has the bomb in pit there, James.
There's a lot of issues in that round.
Yeah.
A lot of small things happening.
This was kind of crazy too.
So when Kios gets taken out here, whoever it was in low tunnel rotates to T-spawn rather than try to fight back and stop a rotation into the short position, which I feel like kind of handicaps the team a bit.
Yeah, it really does. Ramzik will go for the timing pick here towards the long house. And can he find anything? No. Oh, that's quite some damage, taking some chunks out of him. forZe are looking in. They're looking like they're going from strength to strength at this point now as well, and they're playing the 2-3 setup. That's mid is completely voided, and so that there is an opportunity for Syman Gaming perhaps. They liked walking out mid and going for fast timings.
It's what they do. It's their plan A. I don't know if there is a plan B. Apart from spawn-based timings towards long and so on, it's the same default every round. And it was successful in some of their previous maps where they tended to get those 5 versus 4s, but 4s are a different beast, different kettle of fish. They are definitely stronger than the vast majority of the other teams in this bracket.
Yeah, and FaceCrack has... Oh, okay, we got the long flank already. Oh my, this is not going to be good. Jerry's going to do so much damage here. Takes down Torek, and now Syman Gaming have to go because they're forced into this. They know that there's a flank coming. They're forced to move, and they go straight into the AWP. It's a good trade, but now it's just down to Perfecto, and FaceCrack has a bullet with his name on it, and forZe absolutely crushed this series from start to finish.
Happy days for forZe. Syman Gaming completely outmatched, ranked 34 versus ranked 95. Definitely some experience, and I think Sue will be looking forward to another interview with Jerry. Definitely the best interview of the minors so far, but congratulations to forZe. It's been a long road for them, and they have come into this as one of the favorites, and they've certainly delivered on that promise.
Yeah, I mean, they look so good. Like, just from an individual standpoint at the beginning, it really set the tone for this series. And there was so much to be answered for. And moving into Dust 2 as well, even though there was a little bit more signs of life, it was just so crushing. And Dust 2 and Inferno are very different maps as well. So
yeah.
Usually you'll change maps and it'll be like, okay, well this map suits our style a little bit more. But that just, there was no style element. It was just force just crushing it. Looking at the stats
on Inferno, Syman Gaming were actually 17% success rate in the last 3 months over 6 maps. So it's not a map that's for them at the moment. It's definitely a stat they will want to change because Inferno is such a common map. So to be 17% is pretty damn wild. It's basically giving a map for free, and they won't be able to continue that way. So they'll have to try and fix that. But yeah, congratulations to forZe. Really, really awesome stuff for them. It's got to be a huge relief. If from the interviews we've seen so far, it feels like it's a surprise for them that they're doing so well or winning in such a fashion. But I mean, the Vita was mastery there. 17% is going to be a great issue for forZe to kind of impose on their opponents.
And it's cool also to see them sort of picking up the mantle. Spirit sort of not really there as far as what they were able to deliver in the past. It feels like forZe have kind of replaced them. So it looks like we are ready to throw it down to Sue on the stage with Jerry.
Thank you very much, as always, guys. Congratulations, Jerry, and congratulations, everyone from forZe. When I talked to you earlier this week, you told me you had never even been to the playoffs before. In fact, you tried 3 times. This is your 4th minor, and not only did you make it to the playoffs for the first time, you are the CIS Minor champion. What does this mean?
It's cool. Nothing. It must be double interview. I'm just saying for him because I didn't say that you're gonna interview me and him as well. So it's just cool, nothing more. And we're gonna take more. We're gonna show some impact at major qualifier. I'm pretty sure about that. So watch us. Watch us. We will try to make some damage.
Nice. I absolutely love the confidence. What about you, Almaz?
Переводи. Как себя чувствуешь? Чувствую себя очень уверенно. В смысле? Давай. Конечно. Да, чувствую себя очень уверенно вообще. Рад нашей победе. Я думаю, на мажоре мы покажем такой же результат.
He feels confident as well, and he really likes that we won, and he hopes that we make the same result at the major qualifier that we did here.
Jerry, I know that this week was a little bit tough for you as you had to do a lot of work with theory crafting with Little as well. And despite all of that, the result was not a single map dropped. Were you surprised by how smoothly all of it went?
Maybe a little, because when you didn't drop a single map, it's like, wow, you are the strongest team here. But anyway, we're working hard and we're gonna keep that. So no surprise at all.
This year for forZe has been a really impressive year already. First winning Copenhagen Games, and of course now winning here at the CIS Minor. What do you think is the biggest reason for this improvement?
It's because we had some problems in the beginning of the year, but we lost Pro Stop, Pro 100, whatever in English, and we didn't make it to the last minors. So after that, we won PLG Grand Slam qualify and went to Abu Dhabi when we fight G2 and Fnatic, and that was the struggle moment when we thought like, okay, we're capable for a lot more, and that's when it all started.
But that was already half a year ago, and back then you were able to take down G2 and even a map off Fnatic, and now forZe is looking so much stronger, headed into the major. What can we expect against the Tier 1 teams?
We can, I think, against Tier 1 we can show some unpredictable Counter-Strike. So I'm calling not by strats, but I'm calling just what I got in my head. But it's still good Counter-Strike. Like it's not just random thing and random stuff. We have good players like Almaz, Power. All team is good, so I can use them as a captain, and they can make some damage to even Tier 1 teams. And I'm pretty sure that they are Tier 1 players. So Tier 1 player equals Tier 1 team, right? So that's all.
I'm looking forward to it. Any last words for the fans that are watching?
Thanks everyone. Huh?
Words for the fans?
Do you wanna? What do you wanna say? Yeah, we're gonna say one more, but I wanna say thanks everyone for the support and cheer for us in this StarLadder Major qualifier because we're gonna make damage. That's what I want to say. Now we wanna make some cheer with our team if it's not a problem.
Of course. And there we have it. forZe are moving forward to the major.